Yeah. And that bad boy.
So be ready.
Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jessica Hanks. I am the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs here at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Peoria. To our students, their friends and family, to our faculty and staff and university representatives, I welcome you to the Convocation for the class of 2022. Before we begin the ceremony, I have some housekeeping announcements. At the point indicated in your program, we will call each of the graduates forward to receive their hood. Graduates will be called in alphabetical order as indicated in your program, except for the James Scholars, who will be called following the other students. The photographer will come forward and take pictures of each student with their hood. In addition, as graduates leave the platform, they will be able to get another photographer photo to the left of the stage. An electronic link will be sent to the students to be able to order pictures after they're available. Guests, you are more than welcome to come up to the platform to take pictures of your graduate, and then please return to your seat so others can do the same. We ask that the backdrop to the left is for professional use during the ceremony. Now, I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of several people in the planning and preparation of this convocation. Dr. Eileen Doherty, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, for her assistance in planning and coordination of this event. Ms. Bonnie Willis, Administrative Aide in Academic Affairs, and Ms. Jamie Belcher, Office Administrator Support. For both of them, for their tireless support, attention to detail, and just their ability to be helpful. We have also had wonderful support from other members in Academic and Student Affairs, including Ms. Lonnie Wenzel, Ms. Karen Wyman, Ms. Amanda Franklin, Ms. Liz Kellington, Ms. Christina Peckman, Ms. Mindy Miller, and Mr. Dennis Driscoll. Also contributing to the efforts to today's ceremony is Ms. Susie Witt and Ms. Sandra Fox. Thank you to our student marshals, Brianna Sullivan and Marichi Makwamana. They are here to keep us in line today. Andrew Schuler will assist with the hooding table. And a thank you to Sophie Bolanos and Anna Serrano for helping with programs and providing assistance wherever needed. Thank you to all who have made this day memorable for the class of 2022. We could not have done it without you. We would also like to thank the staff here at the Civic Center for their assistance and WTVP for the live stream feed for those who cannot be here with us in person to celebrate with the graduates. Events like this take a lot of work and planning. We appreciate everyone's help to make this a special event for our graduates. Can we give everyone, please, a round of applause? Today, we have gathered to celebrate our 49th graduating class, the 66 members of the class of 2022. The Peoria campus was established in 1970. When the first class graduated in 1973, we had just 18 students in that class. Today, these students join over 2,100 other alumni of the University of Illinois College of Medicine campus in Peoria. Today marks a milestone for the graduating class of 2022. We come together today to mark the end of one phase of your journey and the beginning of another. You have reached this day through hard work and perseverance. There have been many experiences that have brought you to this point. Reflect upon the transformation that happened for each one of you since that first day of orientation when we welcomed you to One Illini Drive. You have met new friends, gained new knowledge and skills, laughed, cried, and overcome hurdles to get to this point. You deserve it. You are the future of medicine. As you enter the next stage of your careers, you will treat mothers, sisters, daughters, sons, brothers, fathers, and grandparents. It is with that attention to patient, with all that humanistic application, that really brings it together for what you've learned over the last 4 years. This will make a difference in each and every one of your lives, as it will in each and every one of your patients. Today, we celebrate and recognize your accomplishments. We are very, very proud of you. But no one accomplishes major goal without the help of others. These students have reached their goal with the help of many people in their lives, and many of you are seated here today. It takes a community to achieve our goals. We would like to recognize these people. Would the mothers and fathers and siblings of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Would the husbands, wives, partners, and children please rise and be recognized? Would grandparents, relatives, and friends of the graduates please rise and be recognized? In addition to the support from loved ones, we are so fortunate to have faculty dedicated to teaching and an outstanding staff. Without them, we would not be successful as well. Would the faculty and staff please rise and be recognized for their outstanding effort in our education? And now, would the graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the class of 2022. Please be seated. It is amazing to be up here and to look at how much support each of our graduates have. And it is truly remarkable about how much support it takes, but how much love is in this room. And I think we wouldn't be here today if this graduates didn't have that. So thank you for providing that visual. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Dr. Mark Rosenblatt, the Executive Dean of the College of Medicine. Dr. Rosenblatt, will you please stand? Dr. Mark Rosenblatt has served as Executive Dean of the University of Illinois College of Medicine since 2019. Prior to becoming Dean, Dr. Rosenblatt was appointed as the Illinois Lions Charles I. Young Chair Professor and Head of the Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences at the University of Illinois College of Medicine. Dr. Rosenblatt is an internationally recognized clinician scientist. As Director of the Corneal Regenerative Medicine Laboratory, he leads groups of scientists investigating the mechanism of corneal peripheral nerve regeneration following injury and the use of nano-engineered biomaterials for use in stem cell delivery to the ocular surface. Dr. Rosenblatt is a graduate of the University of Miami Miller School of Honors program in medical education in the combined MD-PhD program, receiving his PhD in biochemistry, cell and molecular biology. He also completed his MBA at New York University Stern School and his MHA at the University of Illinois Chicago School of Public Health. Please welcome Dean Rosenblatt.
I'm going to remove this mask so you can see the beaming smile that I'm sure I share with all of you on this really auspicious day. It is remarkable that we can finally come together after working through this pandemic. I really appreciate being here today to celebrate you, our graduating students, during this convocation, so we can't applaud you too often. This is a special day and a proud achievement, and you should be proud. Because all of the time that you've spent, the hours of study, all the moments when you forced yourself to push forward to this goal have finally come to fruition. Each of you knows your fair share about delayed gratification, and today is the day you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You finally officially become doctors. And again, I'm delighted we're able to be here in person. Celebrations are an integral part of our lives, both personally and professionally. And to do this today together is really important. Because of the generational pandemic, you have traversed these past 2 years in unique and certainly challenging ways. The pandemic has had a profound impact on the lives of many, in our cities, our state, our nation, and our world. Undoubtedly, each of you have faced your personal and professional challenges that may have affected you during this time. I absolutely commend you for being a very special class who has overcome these obstacles and earned your degree. The world needs you, your skills, your compassion, and your care. I think it's very fitting that it has been physicians who've been at the front lines of this pandemic, taking care of those who are suffering, many of whom ultimately perished. It's been physicians and scientists who've been busy in the labs developing vaccines, monoclonal antibodies, antiviral therapies that have helped us hopefully finally emerge from this generational disaster. With graduation comes the anticipation of what lies next. Your careers will take you in amazing and challenging directions. I'm confident that the foundation in science, medicine, and service to community that you have received at the University of Illinois College of Medicine has prepared you for your continued and future outstanding achievements. As your careers advance, you will continue to contribute to the body of scientific knowledge, promoting our tradition of lifelong learning, which continues to be the cornerstone of the educational mission of our college. Not only do we hope you excel in your chosen field of specialization, but you might also assume leadership positions and take great joy in mastering new skills, applying novel ideas, and solving complex clinical and research problems. You collectively and individually represent the finest examples of our college's mission. It is my sincere hope that you will continue to apply what you've experienced as students in our College of Medicine, passion in your pursuits, compassion for and dedicated service to your patients, and excellence in every aspect of your lives. With that, I wish you my heartfelt congratulations on this wonderful day.
Thank you, Dean Rosenblatt, for those inspiring words. Now, bringing the greetings from the Peoria Medical Alumni Council is Dr. Larry Lindell. Dr. Lindell, would you please rise? Dr. Larry Lindell is Associate Professor of Clinical Medicine in the Department of Medicine at University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria. He received his Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. He received his medical degree at University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria here, followed by completing an internal medicine residency and chief year here as well. He is certified in geriatrics. Dr. Lindell has been instrumental in addressing community healthcare needs, providing extensive medical education to both residents and medical students in the field of both general internal medicine and geriatrics. He continues to provide both inpatient and outpatient medical care through the internal medicine teaching service and our ambulatory resident clinics. I am pleased to present Dr. Lindell.
Thank you, Dr. Hanks. When I think back to 1976, when we first opened that building on One Illini Drive with just a handful of faculty and staff and a lot of empty space, I'm just delighted to see this large, diverse, promising class of new physicians. On behalf of the Alumni Council and on behalf of all those of us over the years who have walked across this stage before you, I welcome you to the profession of medicine. With the profession of medicine, there are great opportunities, but there are also significant responsibilities and obligations. I would encourage you to commit to a lifetime of learning. I would encourage you to bring strength and heart and humility to the work that you do. Keep in touch with those you know back here. If you have a mind to, join the Alumni Council. You can do so from anywhere in the world. And we wish you all the best in the careers that lie ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Lindell. To offer a welcome from the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria is Dr. Meenakshi Iyer. Doctor, would you please stand? Dr. Meenakshi Iyer serves as the Regional Dean of the University of College of Medicine here in Peoria. the 8th regional dean since the college was founded in 1970. At UE Comp, she also holds the title of Professor of Clinical Medicine and head of the Department of Health Science Education, a department she helped design and create. Dr. Iyer received her medical degree from the Maduri Kamaraj University. After medical school, she came to the United States to complete her internal medicine residency at the University of Louisville and the University of Illinois College of Medicine here in Peoria. Dr. Iyer remained in Peoria and joined the faculty of the College of Medicine following her residency. Dr. Iyer is an excellent clinician and a nationally recognized medical educator. She has practiced as a hospitalist in general internal medicine, as a faculty member of the Department of Internal Medicine, and has held multiple teaching and leadership positions, most recently as Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at UE Comp. Dr. Iyer is one of my mentors and has helped me throughout my own career, and I can promise you as a great leader, educator, and student advocate, please welcome Dean Meenakshi Iyer.
Thank you, Dr. Hanks. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation celebration for the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Peoria, class of 2022. And again, can we give them a warm round of applause? They've really earned it. And even the weather outside is smiling today. So today we celebrate your convocation as you prepare to graduate from medical school. These last few years at UE Comp, I'm sure, have been filled with many memories and many different emotions. Happiness when you entered medical school on a dream realized, sorrow at the death of your first patient, anxiety as you got ready for your first exam, block exam, fear while awaiting the test results of USMLE, anger at injustice or breach of trust, empathy for your patients, and definitely nervousness as you navigated the challenges of the pandemic, dealing with the ambiguity that was ahead of you. And today, hopefully, one of joy, and maybe a little bit of anxiety about what the future holds for you. The pandemic definitely compounded the already challenging yet exciting journey through medical school, but you have overcome these challenges and persevered. And we are so proud of each and every one of you. This day also marks a very important milestone in your professional life. It marks a transition from medical student to doctor, transition from medical school to residency, transition from I'll go ask my intern what to do to you are the intern, transition from I cannot sign these orders to you will sign the orders and nurses will follow those orders. Transition from theory to practice and transition to taking on increasing responsibility and accountability. So transitions are a perfect time for us to examine where we are, compare it with where we have been, and anticipate our next steps as we are headed forward. Times of transition can be strenuous, but they also bring exciting opportunities. We have the opportunity to start fresh and to rethink our priorities and to be intentional about goals and habits. So doctors, as you prepare to transition to residency, think about your next step. I encourage you to reflect on the values of our profession and how you will embrace them and build on them as professionals, compassionate physicians, researchers, educators, and as a caring and productive member of the community in which you live and provide care. So these are some of the core values that can help guide you in your journey forward and embody our profession. The first and foremost, professionalism. Professionalism encompasses not only expertise, commitment, but more importantly, it encompasses humility. It includes knowledge and clinical skills that you have worked so hard to learn, develop, and apply during the past 4 years, but it also extends beyond to include humility. Some have said that humility distinguishes between knowing what illness the patient has and what it means, understanding what it feels to have it. The second is integrity. Integrity is the foundation of trust. It requires consistency in our actions, expectations, measures, and outcome, as well as consistent application of our principles values. As physicians, you are expected to do what's right using professional judgment while applying your expertise and knowledge in a responsible and reliable manner, keeping the patient's needs in front of you. Compassion. Compassionate doctors respect the dignity of others and are sensitive and empathetic to the needs of their patients. The beauty of compassion is that it benefits everyone. Data indicates compassionate care is associated with improved clinical outcomes, greater patient adherence to the treatment plans, and extending kindness and compassion has equally beneficial association for providers with evidence of reduced burnout and greater well-being. Equity and justice. As physicians, be mindful of equity and justice. You can and must contribute to a just and equitable culture without barriers or limits. You are and should always be strong advocates for your patient, the vulnerable, giving your voice to them to ensure that care is equitable, inclusive, while protecting patient rights. Well-being. Finally, and most importantly, value and prioritize your own well-being and emotional health. We have all heard the analogy from safety instructions given on the flight. In the event of an emergency, you put on the oxygen mask on yourself first and help others around you. Your wellness and emotional health is important to you, but also to your family, friends, and patients. Take care of you. And as you go through this transition, I also urge you to find the balance between your professional career and the priorities of your home and personal life. You will be fathers, husbands, mothers, aunts, nieces, so you have relationship. Finding the balance for the personal and professional priorities can be challenging, but is so essential. You might miss an occasional soccer game or an important event, but it is not okay to miss all the soccer games. You will continue to encounter life transitions as you may marry or become a mom or dad, support an aging family member or friend. You may pursue fellowships, research opportunities, leadership opportunities. At each of these points, take time to enjoy the journey and the milestones. May you embrace each transition as an opportunity to reflect, rethink, and intentionally examine your goals and priorities. May you hold close and always prioritize the core values of the profession, professionalism, integrity, compassion, equity, justice, and your own well-being. And may they guide you and serve you well. So go out there, make a difference, and be leaders. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Ayer. The class of 2022 has chosen Dr. Jonathan Fisher to present the Convocation address. Dr. Fisher, will you please rise? Dr. Fisher studied biology and pre-medicine for his bachelor's degree at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. He earned his PhD in molecular and cell biology from Washington University in St. Louis, studying intracellular serotonin signaling cascades and their effects on amyloid beta production in Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Fisher held a postdoctoral research position at Wake Forest University in North Carolina, where he used CRISPR-based modifications to study fruit fly metabolism. Dr. Fisher returned to his hometown in 2016 to teach cell biology and histology in an integrated curriculum here at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria. He has been a college-wide leader and curricular educator within the Phase 1 curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jonathan Fisher.
CDC said 5 minutes, right? Okay, it's all good. Hello, future fit. Wait a minute. That's no longer accurate now, is it? Let me start over. Hello, physicians! I've been waiting 4 years to do that. That's right, all the way back in August of 2018, I welcomed you to your first class of medical school with that little catchphrase. I came up with the future physicians line because I knew all of you had the capability to get here today. It's now 4 years later, and we're all here to celebrate your phenomenal accomplishments. You beat down blood cells in Block 1, battled the bug parade in Block 2, contended with cadaver dissection in Block 3, ACKGs in Block 4, wrestled with renal physiology in Block 5, survived spinal cord tracts in Block 6, and endured endocrine feedback loops in Block 7. Just when you felt confident about tackling that pesky Step 1 exam, a global pandemic arrived and the entire world changed. The testing centers closed, the school lurched into online teaching, and nothing was certain. Nothing, that is, except for your determination. The early days of the pandemic were absolute chaos, but you had work to do. You finished your Step 1 exams despite the delay in the closed centers. You adapted to the new remote learning model for your clinical clerkship classes. You accepted social distancing and wearing masks everywhere you went. You took extra steps to protect the patients that you saw from an airborne killer that was ravaging across the globe. And you successfully finished your clerkships and your boards exams during an unprecedented time in human history. The COVID-19 pandemic placed incredible stresses upon you and the rest of the medical community. Everyone feels disconnected these days and distant after 2 years of lockdowns and isolation. Face masks hide encouraging smiles, and even a hug has taken on an aspect of risk. Your actions and the actions of your peers across the country can help move us along and heal after this pandemic. Make sure you go out of your way to make your patients feel welcomed and their problems heard. None of your patients will care about a word that you say until you show them that you actually care. Demonstrate compassion wherever you can in the clinic for your patients as well as the other medical professionals that you see and work with. Everyone is busy on rounds, but even an encouraging word or gesture can mean a lot to somebody. Be respectful to every staff member you meet in the hospital. Everyone from the chief medical officer to the people that clean the floors at night plays a role in making sure that medicine works. Be the physician that inspires everyone around you to be a better person. But I do have a warning for you. It is easy to neglect your own health when you are dedicated to caring for others. Stress leads to exhaustion, and exhaustion can lead to burnout. Remember, if being a doctor was easy, everyone would have the MD degree, myself included. Make sure you give yourselves breaks from the daily grind. Cultivate some hobbies and things in your downtime. Have fun with your time, with yourselves. Get some exercise, even if it's just walking around the outside of the hospital perimeter to get some fresh air. Make sure you take time to talk to those you love, even though you're completely exhausted after a long shift in the hospital. And never be ashamed to ask for help if you need it. You can't take care of your patients if you're not taking care of yourself. Now, I could ramble on and on with more and more advice for the rest of the day until you start busting out your cell phones looking at social media like you all did in my histology labs. You know who you are. But I don't want to delay the main event any longer, the one you've been working towards for 4 long years. I and the rest of the faculty at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Peoria, would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2022. You've all been through arduous circumstances during your training, and you all persevered through them. When life becomes difficult, take heart from the challenges you've already surmounted and face the future with confidence. Congratulations again, physicians.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher, for those inspiring words. The wearing of academic gowns goes back to the 12th century, when the first universities were founded. It is often suggested that gowns and hoods were the simplest, most effective way to keep warm in those unheated stone buildings that housed the medieval scholars. More details on the significance of the caps and gowns are provided in your program. You may have noticed that some of our graduates are wearing medallions, cords, and stoles. There are 9 different medallions or cords that are represented. Each represents a distinct and significant honor. One is a key on a maroon ribbon, symbolizing admission to the Alpha Omega Alpha Society. Admission to this honor society is limited to the top 20% of the graduating class of the University of Illinois College of Medicine. The round medallion worn on a green ribbon is awarded to those graduates selected to graduate with honors in recognition of the consistent academic excellence they have achieved over the past 4 years. The round medallion on the blue ribbon represents membership in the Gold Humanism Honor Society, an initiative of the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. The Gold Humanism Honor Society comprises individuals who practice patient-centered medical care and model the qualities of integrity, excellence, compassion, altruism, respect, and empathy. No more than 15% of the members of the class can be selected. The medallion on the crimson ribbon is worn by the James Scholar, about whom you will learn more when the graduates are announced. A turquoise ribbon holds the medal of our Rural Student Physician Program. The RSPP track is an alternative educational track in the 3rd year that provides students interested in rural medicine an opportunity to spend a longitudinal integrated clerkship in the community and work with preceptors in their offices. In addition, the students of the Urban Health Program will be wearing an additional gray stole or blue cord. This program supports and fosters the development of minorities that are underrepresented in medicine. Students at UE Comp can participate in 2 longitudinal scholarly concentration programs over the 4 years. Health Equity in Medicine, or EquiMed, formerly known as IRCMed, which focuses on using innovation in austere environments to address health inequities. Students participating in this program are wearing black, red, gold cords. The Clinician Executive Medicine focuses on being a clinician executive to understand and address the complex challenges in healthcare administration and delivery. Students will be wearing brown cords. Student members of the Latino Medical Student Association are wearing a bright, multicolored serape stole. Each and every student is wearing a stole that is symbolic of the specialty that the student has chosen to go into, the details of which are in your program. I am now honored to introduce the faculty members who have been selected by the graduates to present them with their hoods. By asking these members of the faculty to present them with their hoods, the students are recognizing their exceptional teaching, mentoring, and advocacy to the students. Assisting with the hooding today are Dr. Calvin Nguyen and Dr. Ramit Naala. Dr. Nguyen, would you please rise? Dr. Nguyen is an associate professor of clinical family medicine at UE Comp. He received his bachelor's degree in zoology from the North Dakota State University and received his medical degree from Howard University College of Medicine in Washington, D.C. Dr. Nguyen completed his family medicine residency training at St. Elizabeth Medical Center in Dayton, Ohio. He then practiced full-spectrum family medicine in rural North Carolina for 15 years. In 2007, Dr. Nguyen joined the UE Comp faculty and subsequently served as the Family Medicine Residency Program Director. In 2017, Dr. Nguyen has been named the chair of the Department of Family and Community Medicine. In addition, he serves as a program director for our Caterpillar Faculty Development Program for our faculty. He enjoys practicing the full spectrum of family medicine. The opportunity to teach residents and students all aspects of family medicine gives him meaning and pleasure. Dr. Naala, would you please rise? Dr. Naala is a professor of clinical family medicine. She completed her family medicine residency at Southern Illinois University School of Medicine in Springfield, Illinois. She completed maternal child health fellowship, receiving additional training in high-risk and surgical obstetrics. She also obtained her master's in public health at the University of Illinois, Springfield. She joined the UE Comp Department of Family and Community Medicine as a faculty member in 2009. Her research interests and focus are on reducing teenage pregnancy, poor maternal outcomes, and improving reproductive health access, and narrowing the health equity gap. She has received numerous awards over her career, and in addition, she currently is the director of the Family Medicine Obstetrics Fellowship. Dr. Vasquez-Melendez and myself will be announcing the graduates. Dr. Vasquez-Melendez, would you please stand? Born and raised in Puerto Rico, Dr. Melendez completed her medical school training at Universidad Iberoamerico, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. She completed her internal medicine pediatrics residency training here at UEComp. Dr. Melendez serves as the Assistant Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at UEComp and has been instrumental in leading our anti-racism curriculum. She is an Associate Professor of Clinical Medicine and Pediatrics and practices as a hospitalist, teaching both residents and medical students. She also leads several other educational initiatives locally and across the college and has been the recipient of multiple teaching awards over the years, including Outstanding Teaching Award, Faculty of the Year Award, Outstanding Inpatient Faculty Award for the MedPeds Residency Program, and multiple Golden Apples for Outstanding Teaching of Medical Students. Dr. Nguyen and Dr. Nala, would you please take your places at the hooding station? Dean Ayer and Dean Rosenblatt, would you please take your places at the dean's position? Dr. Vasquez Melendez, would you please join me at the announcement podium to announce names? Graduates, as we reviewed, you're going to stand up and Brianna will be your student marshal. You will walk over to the hooding table and get your hood from Andrew Schuler. You can remove your mask and then come on up and present your hood to Dr. Nguyen and Dr. Nala, and then proceed over to the deans to handshake. Would the first row graduates please rise? Dr. Ashley Anderson. Dr. Anderson is specializing in family medicine. She will train at the Northwestern McGaw in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Brett Calvert Austin, graduating with honors. Dr. Austin is specializing in internal medicine. He will train at the Mayo Clinic School of Graduate Medical Education in Rochester, Minnesota. Dr. Taylor Balk, graduating with honors. Dr. Balk is specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. She will train at the Loyola University Medical Center in Maywood, Illinois. Dr. Andrew Harrison Bank. Dr. Bank is specializing in pediatrics. He will train at the University of Chicago Medical Center in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Amber Lee Bennington. Dr. Bennington is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the University of Arizona College of Medicine in Tucson, Arizona. Dr. Jamie Kading Blue. Dr. Blue is specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. She will train at the Loyola University Medical Center in Maywood, Illinois. Dr. Jordan N. Boyle. Dr. Boyle is specializing in neurology. She will train at the Barrow Neurological Institute at SJHMC in Phoenix, Arizona. Dr. Dominique Michelle Brunco, graduating with honors. Dr. Brunco is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Anna Rose Brynjarski. Dr. Brynjarski is specializing in orthopedic surgery. She will train at Duke University Medical Center at Durham, North Carolina. Dr. Michelle Lynn Butts. Dr. Butts is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Amit Chopra, graduating with honors, is in absentia. Dr. Chopra is specializing in diagnostic radiology after completing a transitional year at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois. He will train at the University of Chicago Medical Center in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Munib M. Chowdhury. Dr. Chowdhury is specializing in urology. He will train at the Mayo Clinic School of Graduate Medical Education, Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona. Dr. David Cook. Dr. Cook is specializing in family medicine. He will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Rockford, Illinois. Dr. David Dao. Dr. Dao is specializing in diagnostic radiology. After completing a transitional year at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois, he will train at the University of Chicago Medical Center in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Alan George David. Dr. David is specializing in internal medicine. He will train at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, California. Dr. Bhargavi Danareddy. Dr. Danareddy is specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. She will train at the Carle Foundation Hospital in Urbana, Illinois. Dr. Lukman Faniyi. Dr. Faniyi is specializing in general surgery. He will train at the Akron General Medical Center, NeoMed, in Akron, Ohio. Dr. David X. Gao, an absentia. Dr. Gao is specializing in dermatology after completing a transitional year at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. He will train at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan for dermatology. Dr. Adam Geyer. Dr. Geyer will be completing a preliminary surgery residency at the Detroit Medical Center in Detroit, Michigan. Dr. Gabriela Gonzalez Cantaran. Dr. Gonzalez Cantaran is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Dr. Douglas A. Groh. Dr. Groh is specializing in diagnostic radiology. He will train at the Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. Dr. Kurt Anthony Hannabrink, graduating with honors. Dr. Hannabrink is specializing in ophthalmology. After completing a preliminary year of internal medicine at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, He will continue training in ophthalmology at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Dr. Blaise Bunti Hulin, graduating with honors. Dr. Hulin is specializing in emergency medicine. He will train at the Advocate Healthcare Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn, Illinois. Dr. Leo Jannetin. Dr. Jannetin is specializing in internal medicine pediatrics. He will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Peoria, Illinois. Dr. Nayland Samuel John. Dr. John is specializing in general surgery. He will train at the Central Iowa Health System in Des Moines, Iowa. Dr. Zachary Kinney. Dr. Kinney will be a 2023 residency match participant. Dr. Anna Marzina Kolasa, graduating with honors. Dr. Kolasa is specializing in emergency medicine. She will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Kyle Joseph Kozak, graduating with honors. Dr. Kozak is specializing in otolaryngology. He will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Kim Krawzak. Dr. Krawzak is specializing in family medicine. She will train at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health in Madison, Wisconsin. Dr. Lucas Lahood, graduating with honors. Dr. Lahood is specializing in neurology. He will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois. Dr. Corey Mahler, in absentia. Dr. Mahler is specializing in psychiatry. He will train at the Indiana University School of Medicine in Maryville, Indiana. Dr. Brian Makowski. Dr. Makowski is specializing in psychiatry. He will train at Western Michigan University Stryker School of Medicine in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Dr. Ryan Martin. Dr. Martin is specializing in diagnostic radiology. After completing a preliminary year of internal medicine at Advocate Healthcare, Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge, Illinois, he will train at the Loyola University Medical Center in Maywood, Illinois.
Dr. Pranati Mernidi. Dr. Mernidi is specializing in anesthesiology. She will train at Loyola University Medical Center in Maywood, Illinois. Dr. Hashim Mirza. Dr. Mirza is specializing in interventional radiology. After completing a preliminary year of internal medicine at Amira St. Joseph Hospital in Chicago, Illinois, he will train at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, California. Dr. Tyler John Morgan, graduating with honors. Dr. Morgan is specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. He will train at the Virginia Commonwealth University Health System in Richmond, Virginia. Dr. Caroline O'Brien in Assumption, graduating with honors. Dr. O'Brien is specializing in dermatology. After completing a transitional year at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Peoria, Illinois, he will train at the University of Iowa Hospital and Clinics in Iowa City, Iowa. Dr. Lauren O'Keefe. Dr. O'Keefe is specializing in physical medicine and rehabilitation. After completing a transitional year of internal medicine at the University of Louisville School of Medicine, she will train at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical School in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Elsa Olson, graduating with honors. Dr. Olson is specializing in neurological surgery. She will train at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Mit Patel, graduating with honors. Dr. Patel is specializing in emergency medicine. He will train at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. Dr. Hannah Reese Phillips, graduating with honors. Dr. Phillips is specializing in internal medicine. She will train at the Mayo Clinic School of Graduate Medical Education in Rochester, Minnesota. Dr. Elliot Rappaport. Dr. Rappaport is specializing in internal medicine. He will train at the Montefiore Medical Center, Einstein in Bronx, New York. Dr. Gabriel Sage Walker in absentia. Dr. Sage Walker is specializing in psychiatry. He will train at the Health One in Lone Tree, Colorado. Dr. Joseph Sagoon. Dr. Sagoon is specializing in surgery. He will be completing a preliminary surgery residency at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Steven Saleta. Dr. Saleta is specializing in internal medicine. He will train at the Mercy Health GME Consortium in Rockford, Illinois. Dr. Andrew Shaver, graduating with honors. Dr. Shaver is specializing in orthopedic surgery. He will train at the Marshall University School of Medicine in Huntington, West Virginia. Dr. Taylor Joseph Scheigert, graduated with honors. Dr. Scheigert is specializing in diagnostic radiology. After completing a transitional year at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois, he will train at the Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis, Indiana. Dr. Samantha Schaefer. Dr. Schaefer is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis, Indiana. Dr. Kyler Simon Sheen. Dr. Sheen specializing in diagnostic radiology. After completing a preliminary year of internal medicine at the University of Texas Medical School, he will train at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Susie Shin. Dr. Shin is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the University of California, Irvine Medical Center in Orange, California. Dr. Chase Patrick Smith, graduating with honors. Dr. Smith is specializing in diagnostic radiology. After completing a transitional year at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois, he will train at the Medical College of Wisconsin affiliated hospitals in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Dr. Britney Steinberg in absentia, graduating with honors. Dr. Steinberg is specializing in obstetric and gynecology. She will train at the Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. Dr. Brianna Nicole Stewart. Dr. Stewart is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the Northwestern McGaw-Lorry Children's Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Brock Michael Taylor. Dr. Taylor is specializing in pediatrics. He will train at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Dr. Laura Catherine Thompson in absentia. Dr. Thompson is specializing in family medicine. She will train at Mercy Health in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Dr. Justin Keith Thorpe. Dr. Thorpe is specializing in family medicine. He will train at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois. Dr. Michael Ye Tai, graduating with honors. Dr. Tai is specializing in internal medicine. He will train at the University of Michigan Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Dr. Amar Ujjainwalu. Dr. Ujjainwalu is specializing in neurology. He will train at the Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. Dr. Leah Beth Van Blariken in absentia. Dr. Van Blariken is specializing in psychiatry. She will train at the Indiana University School of Medicine in Business, Indiana. Dr. Garrett Waterstrad. Dr. Waterstrad is specializing in physical medicine and rehabilitation. He will train at the University of Rochester Strong Memorial in Rochester, New York. Dr. Daniel Hanson Worf. Dr. Worf is specializing in internal medicine pediatrics. He will train at the Loyola University Medical Center in Maywood, Illinois. Dr. Ryan Wilbur in absentia, graduating with honors. Dr. Wilbur is specializing in orthopedic surgery. He will train at the Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. Dr. Carly Ray Woodin. Dr. Wooden is specializing in pediatrics. She will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois. Dr. Marcel Ucana, graduating with honors. Dr. Ucana is specializing in family medicine. He will train at the McNeil Hospital in Berwyn, Illinois. The next two students have earned the special distinction of being James Scholars. These students are recognized for their extracurricular research and scholarly achievement. To be named a James Scholar, a student must be in the top 1/3 of the class and must develop a research protocol that is approved by a faculty committee and mentored by a faculty member. Dr. Sawad Kothawala. Dr. Kothawala project was impact of patient engagement on social determinants of health on care of eosinophilic gastrointestinal disorders patients. His mentor was Dr. Sandeep Gupta. Dr. Kothawala is specializing in emergency medicine. He will train at the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria, Illinois. Dr. Andrew Stephen Meister. Dr. Meister's project was reverse total shoulder arthroplasty outcomes with and without subscapularis repair, a retrospective comparative study. His mentor was Dr. Miguel Ramirez. Dr. Meister is specializing in orthopedic surgery. He will train at the Penn State Hershey Medical Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Graduates, if you'd please move your tassel over to your left. Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Illinois College of Medicine, class of 2022. I don't think you can ever give enough applause for a graduation. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Ayur back up to the podium to do the charge and physician's oath.
Would the graduates please rise? Can you please rise, doctors? Faculty and physicians in the audience who would like to lead the oath with us are welcome to stand up and join us as well. The oath should be in the booklet that should be on your seats at the back. So let's say the oath together. I swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability and judgment, this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures which are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warm sympathy and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knives or the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially, must I tread with care in the matters of life and death. If it is given to me to save a life, all thanks, but it may also be within my power to take a life. This awesome responsibility must be faced with great humbleness and awareness of my own frailty. Above all, I must not play at God. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body, as well as the infirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live, and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. Congratulations, doctors, and welcome to the profession.
You may be seated. Thank you, Dean Ayer. We're now going to proceed to the Class of 2022 remarks. Dr. Douglas Groh, would you please rise? It has become a tradition at our college for the members of the graduating class to elect one of their own to provide class remarks. The Class of 2022 has selected Douglas Groh to present those remarks. Let me give you a glimpse of what he has accomplished. He embodies the three facets of a physician: service, teaching, and scholarship. Douglas Groh completed his Bachelor of Science degree in neuroscience at the University of Illinois at Chicago. He completed a PhD in neurobiology at the University of Texas, San Antonio. He continued his work in pluripotent stems and neurocells in his postdoctoral research fellow. During his doctoral work, he also served as a teaching fellow, training other graduate students on how to teach undergraduate courses. His interest in teaching and curriculum development, delivery, and assessment continued after his matriculation into the University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria. He has served as a student curricular board representative, working closely with faculty on improving our curriculum. He has been part of our curricular initiative on entrustable professional activities. He is commissioned with the U.S. Army early in his medical school and is currently a second lieutenant. He will be entering a diagnostic radiology residency at Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Douglas Groh.
Drink it in. What a moment. No tests, no anxiety, just pure elation in the room. Pretty rare. Okay, so I want to get things started. Good morning, friends and family. I'd like to start this speech by addressing the faculty in the room, with particular emphasis to our deans. There are times when I'm on rounds and the chasm of knowledge between myself and the attendings becomes overwhelmingly obvious, and I think to myself in those times, trust the process and you'll get there. With that being said, there is no process, no instruction, and no training that could have prepared you for a worldwide global crisis. There is no algorithm you could follow to help you navigate the civil unrest and social injustice that has hurt, continues to hurt, and will hurt our colleagues, our friends, and our patients. Yet you navigated these challenges with grace and integrity. You flew the ship while you were building it, and you got us all here safely. So for that, I'd like to thank you. To quote our newly confirmed Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, I have had the privilege of working with strong women and these role models have been essential to my career development. To my family and friends, I have nothing to say to you. I literally have nothing to say because talk is cheap. And I could say that I quite literally would not be here without you. I know how the birds and the bees work. I'm a doctor. But that would not mean nothing. So what I did instead is I wrote up a little med school by the numbers thing. So for us, the people in these rows here, med school was 4 years. It was 3,000 to 8,000 hours in the hospital. It was 33,000 test questions about. It was 400,000 flashcards, countless hours studying. For you, it was 2 missed funerals, 10 missed birthdays. It was countless hours with my godson at the zoo. But no matter how we count the hours, in the future, going forward, you will know that every appendix that we remove, every sore throat that we treat, every compression that we make that preserves life just a little bit longer, will be because of the values that you have instilled in us. So no words can give that to you. Only know that our actions in the future will give that gift to you. Finally, the UE Comp class of 2022, my colleagues, no, my brothers and sisters. For many of us today, is the culmination of a dream that started when we were kids. And I realize that I am the last thing stopping you guys from getting out of here and being totally done. Don't worry, I'm almost done. So I'll try to remember Shakespeare when he said brevity was the essence of wit. When you guys first told me on the dance floor of Diesel that I was going to be giving this speech, I was elated and terrified. I don't know what you were thinking. I nominated Elsa. You guys are nuts. But like any good med student, I prepared by watching a lot of videos online. And in these videos, you'll find inspirational quotes and wisdom and motivational anecdotes from much more successful students than myself. And I have none of these for you guys. None. For how do you teach the educated? How do you inspire the motivated? I will not pretend to know how to do these things. Instead, I will give you something else. A sense of identity. So I had somewhat of a unique perspective the last 4 years because it was my job mostly to listen to your complaints for the last 4 years. And if you're like me, some of you might be realizing that as of today, you've accomplished your goals. And now you must shed your identity of med student, and you have to go on and seek something else. So, sorry, I lost my spot. So you will go home and you will have this piece of paper on your wall. And for some of you, it will say, I'm a highly sophisticated, educated individual. But for some of you, it might mean that you did something that was one of the hardest things that you can do. And when you leave these chairs, you will be doctors, but you might go on to be other things, program directors, researchers, mothers, daughters, fathers. And you're going to wonder what you should do, what your values should be. So I'd like to kind of tell you who I thought we were looking back on our last 4 years. So like all med students, we were a class that was very protective of our time and our grades. But we've shown ourselves to be more than that. We're a class that not only treated patients with respect, but treated our standardized patients, our fake patients, with respect, and made sure that they were treated well. We're a class where the phrase, hey, did you get enough sleep last night, was uttered far more than, hey, how did you do on that test? We have shed that idiosyncratic, neurotic competitiveness that so typically defines a medical student, and we decided to instead support each other with fervor. Some of y'all even got married. We celebrated life. We celebrated together as we brought life into the world for the first time. We quite literally cried together and commiserated together as we endured failures, repeated cancellations of our STEP exams, and the loss of patience. So even though my hands are shaking, and you can't tell, but my chin is quivering too, the only reason why I can get up on here and give this speech in front of hundreds of people is because I know that I've had your support. I know that when I get down from this podium, some of you are going to come up to me and say, "Hey, Doug, great speech," even though it's not that true. And that's not because of anything special about me, that's because of something special about you. So you're a group of people that cares about their patients, you care about each other, and that is shown for the last 4 years. So what I'd like to do is invite you as you move on and you would create new identities for yourself to just reserve a sliver of your identity as UEComp class of 2022. And if you do that, we will quite literally have a legacy that will extend from coast to coast. And on that spirit, I'm going to step down now, and I'm going to get one of those world famous hugs from Dan. And congratulations, doctors.
Thank you, Dr. Groh. As our celebration comes to a close, I would like to just congratulate this class. I too feel some fondness for you to be able to see your growth and your changes over the last 4 years. As much as your life has changed, ours have as well. I wish you all very successful and rewarding careers for the life ahead of you. I wish you all the very best, and please remember UEComp. Remember you as a class of 2022. Good doctors, go forth and make a difference in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our convocation. Graduates, please remember to return your regalia to the robing room after you have finished taking your pictures. We ask that you all remain in your seats until the convocation party has left the room. The platform party will leave first, followed by the graduates and then the faculty. Will the platform party, the marshals, the graduates, and faculty please rise?